Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Lincoln, and today I have two new files on my Gumroad page for you to download. It's a male head and a female head, and you can directly import them into Nomad Sculpt and sculpt on them like anything else, any other primitive. They have separate ears and eyes, so it makes it much easier to sculpt them and get them shaped just how you want. Alright, so let's dig in and take a look at them. Alright, so when you bring them in, you're going to have it's going to look like this, only the grouping won't be there. It'll look just like this. So you have the head, both eyes, both irises, and both ears. I didn't group them simply because when I tried to export them and bring it back in, the grouping was all gone and everything was real weird. So I decided this was the best way to do it. So if you would like to group it, it's easy to do. We'll regroup it into a head and go up here, add a group, and see it adds it in right there. And just name this male head again. Alright, simple as that to put a group in. So you want to group the ears, uncheck the head, and you could add and group the ears if you like, and they're already in there. So super easy. Alright, so that's the basics. So this is the male head, and we'll go in, we'll turn that one off, unselect that one, and turn this one back on. And I need to go in here and unselect. There we go. Alright, so here's the female head, and it's all pretty much to the basic proportions like you would normally have. So I'm going to show you something here. These are proportional dividers, and these, if you're drawing or sculpting, depending on what you're having your set on, like these are all different settings. This is 1:1 here, and then where I have it now is 3:1, so I'm going to put it to 2:1, which is what I normally have it on. And I kind of use them like almost like chopsticks like this, and it makes it easier to check your reference against your object you're sculpting. So it just makes it easier to see where you're at. Okay, so let's bring in a box with the reference photo, and you can kind of see how you would compare these. Alright, so grab here, add a box, and we'll go and validate it. Now it's buried in there, so we'll take it out of the head, maybe. There we go. And let's enlarge it so it's roughly this size. Now you guys have not seen the video for this, I will put a link into it. And I'm just going to do a single box, or like a plate basically. Alright, now the other video also showed you had the photo, how to clone this. So I've already got this one picked, but I'll show you. If you don't have this in here already. Alright, so when you go into your brush, this is what it's going to look like. If you want to actually add a reference photo of some sort this way, you need to click on this little checkbox, and we're just going to click on this one and import it. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Click on this one and close that out, and it's ready to go. Make sure that you're on white, because if you're not, it's going to do some crazy things. Okay, so first off, we need to fix our wire because our wire is way too rough. So I'd recommend around 500-ish. Turn your wire off. Alright, so now we can pull it in. We're on symmetry, so turn off symmetry. And if you want to pull from the exact center, you can put it on the grid. And you can, if you want all this perfectly centered, you can move this over, turn the head off, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, so the great thing about doing it this way is you have a photo reference in with your sculptable head, and you can move it in here, you can put it anywhere you want. So instead of having to try in here and figure out if you're like perfectly centered and have it on the head, screw it out for the side. And as you can see, as I scale in and out, they're going to stay the same, and it's not going to move, and you're not going to lose it as you move around, so you can sculpt in different directions, which is really nice. So the great thing about these is let's turn this off. There we go, I'll just put on anything else. Alright, so using these, we can come in and just, check some measurements, see where we're at. The first measurement I normally use is right here on the inside of the eyes in the corners. And you can see that this measurement is the same as the eye, which is one of the more basic measurements. And you can see here, this eye is a little big and that gap's a little big. So what we should do is get a hold of this one gizmo and increase the size a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll pick this one, come across, and that's pretty much right on right now. So that's the easiest way to get your reference the same size as your head you're going to sculpt. Okay, now that you have your reference set to the size of your sculpt, I just want to show you real quick how you can grab the ears and move them around. So click the gizmo, and you'll see the gizmo will be in the center. So if we go to the front and click on it, we want to go to the pivot and just first hit, and I have it set up here. If you go to, where are the settings at for that? On your single tap, the middle stab, or first hit, either one of these will work, and it'll just go wherever you hit the first time. Alright, so we need to move this around, and that's about right, so we're good. Click on your pivot, and now you can adjust this in. You can tweak these up however you want. It's much nicer to have the ears separate, so that's why I made them this way. Much easier to use. Alright, I think that's about it. This is kind of a quick intro about the different heads, where to go find them on my Gumroad page, and how to use them. Alright, just go to my Gumroad page and download these two files. You get the male and the female head, and you'll have access to separate ears, separate eyes. Makes it so much easier to sculpt. I have the price set as pay what you want, so you can download them for free, or you can throw in a couple bucks to support the channel, which I would really appreciate. Alright, if you guys are enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Alright, thanks.